Yes.
There we go. Now we got it.
Howdy, everyone. We had done this before, but my dumbass forgot to hit record, so we're going to do it again. I've got with me a couple of awesome people from Buffalo in New York. I have Amber and August.
Hello.
How are you?
Happy to
Good.
be here. Good.
So I was going to call this Filmmakers After Dark, but I decided to call it Chilling After Dark instead because not everyone's a filmmaker. August is a musician, for example. I just got a folder from Christina with the remote voice roles for Aaron to add into editing, so I'll listen to them soon as well. So, guys, the purpose of these videos is just to chat to people from different places, what they do in film or anything else to do with that, with the industry. And these two awesome people were involved in a version. And I think your signatures are there somewhere. I don't know where. But.
Mine's up top
So,
in the corner.
Willie,
Oh, yeah.
yourself, Billy, and August is rocking the version shirt. My shirt just says "Life's better in the Philippines."
Nice.
Never been there.
So
Wouldn't know.
my wife picks out my clothes for me. So, all right, guys. So, obviously, if you want to just quickly introduce yourself, and then we'll get into. I won't make this as long as the last one because I know it's late there. And then we'll get into basically what you guys have got on and got coming up.
Cool.
Awesome.
Take it away.
All right. I'm Amber Brooke. I'm a actress, model, mom, wife, cat mom, cook, cleaner. What else did I say?
Oh, boy.
Dancer.
Dancer. Yes.
I'm a dancer.
Yep.
I'm in a pageant, beauty pageant.
Yep.
I don't know
Nice.
why. What else?
Makeup
artist. And factory worker. All in
She's a
one
badass.
short package.
Short package.
And my name's August. I am her husband. And I play guitar for a band called Until I Wake. I produce a bit on the side. What else? I'm also a father to some awesome boys and 12 crazy cats. I also am a cook and cleaner,
Yeah.
not professionally.
It will be soon.
It's getting to that point. And professional dishwasher.
Oh, he's very
Sure.
good at washing the dishes.
I actually like doing the dishes.
But hang on. I can say this because Amber can't slap me from there, right? But do you know what? Do you know why most women do the dishes? Because it's called dishwash her, not dishwash him. See?
That's good. That's good.
That was good.
That's why they do washing. It's called to wash her, not to wash him. Anyway.
It's true. Got a point.
That is true.
So for those of you who don't know, we had Amber on board for a version. She played the character of Jamie, did an awesome job. And a version got to the point for me where in 2020 we won the award, and I was yes, Liquid Death, beautiful. That's the best. And then I was going to scrap it, or I was going to sell the script because it was almost 5 years, and I just couldn't get it made, couldn't get it funded. It was just impossible. The chance meeting with Christina on a live that I did with a couple of people I contributed to, sent her the script, and from there things just started rolling. And for me, that was how I got to work with everyone, meet everyone. You know, sometimes you've got to be skeptical because you don't know if everyone out there is legit, or if their intentions are all that good. But Christina's a really nice person. She did a lot of work behind the scenes that I did not expect. And we went through a few casting changes, director change, things like that, and ended up getting to a point where it was getting made. And I flew to St. Louis nearly over a month ago, and awesome people got involved that Christina knew, and I brought Demetrius with me, and we ended up getting it made. And Amber and August were those people that helped out. So Amber, just quickly, what attracted you to Jamie and the film in general?
First, it was the writing, the script, and the short story. I made sure to watch the short story before anything, and I loved it. The script is fabulous. I liked how it was written, like a Saw style, which really attracted me to it because it was more of a psychological thriller than a horror, which I'm normally used to doing horror slasher, but psychological thriller is actually my favorite. Just saying. But and also your lovely self, having your Vaseline loving self.
Guys, there is a story behind the Vaseline.
There's a great story behind that. There's so many stories.
Oh boy.
But yeah, and then Jamie, she's a peach, huh?
Yeah.
Well, she's something. She's a little special.
Fruity.
Yeah. She's not the smartest thing. She's not the brightest crayon in the box, but she's cute. So that helps. She's a influencer who is very positive, which, like myself, I'm also an influencer who is very positive for the most part, but not in the Jamie way. She's very ditzy and just.
Because you do a lot of lives on Instagram as well, don't you?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Normally, like film stuff about horror movies and everyone promoting their films because I like to help out the indie community and stuff like that. But yeah, Jamie is the complete opposite of me. She's dumb. She's blonde and she's very preppy, prissy girl. So yeah, it was a lot of fun to play someone I'm not.
Yeah, okay. And also Amber helped out in the makeup department and August helped out as crew as well. So we're multiple hats, but it was also August's, I think, first time as someone with some dialogue, played an extra in the university scene. How did you find that? Because obviously it's against your. How did you feel being able to switch into that sort of that character?
It's a totally different experience. Because you do have to switch into a character literally from just your normal self. But it was a really cool experience. I'm not a bully in real life by any means, so it was weird being a bully. But yeah, that was a lot of fun, and it was a really cool experience. Just kind of stepping into that role. Appreciate you letting me have that opportunity.
No worries.
Awesome.
It's funny because he'll try and like tell our kids like, all right, behave, listen to your mom.
Oh, God, yeah.
And it's just like, you better listen to your mom. And it's like, he's so sweet. So, like, for him to be a bully, it's great. Yeah. It was so funny.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, even the things like when we're getting in the car in August, we open the door for you. It's like, okay, now I've got to set a standard here when I do that. And August, you're in a band as well, eh?
I am, yes. Yes, we are called Until I Wake.
Okay.
It's like rock music.
Mm-hmm. And you guys tour quite a bit?
Yes, yeah. Last year was actually our busiest year. We had made our first appearance in Europe, doing some massive festivals that we had never dreamt we would ever do, but that was an insane experience. It was crazy. But yeah, we sure do.
How did you find the flights to Europe?
Well, I just like her, I hate flying so much. I used to, when I lived in LA, I would fly back and forth to Buffalo all the time in my early 20s, not a care in the world or think about it. But these days, for some reason, I hate it. But honestly, once we were like on the flight and we were going, it was honestly pretty comfortable. And actually, my vocalist and I played Pac-Man the whole time, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like those long flights. When I came over there, it was. I think next time I'd probably get a stopover because I flew virtually direct. Yeah, almost the whole way. And yeah, when I used to work away, I could drive in, drive out. I could stop, even though it's 16 hours, stop, get out, have a stretch. Can't really do that on a plane, so that's why having a stopover is good. But it's good to see that your band's like at least touring in other places, and you're on Spotify and all those good platforms that you could get
Yeah,
music on?
yeah. Any platform that you can really think of, we're probably on it. So
Okay. And Amber, your self-belief t-shirt, what's that about?
Okay, so hi guys, I'm Jamie and this is my channel. Welcome. Okay, so I want to make sure you guys love yourself. So remember, hashtag self-belief. Everybody, self-belief. Thank you. Love you.
Nice. There you go.
Yeah.
That's Jamie. That's Jamie for free. The next one you have to pay for.
yep.
But everyone did really well, and you got a lot of projects coming up, Amber, between this year and next year. And do you want to give us a quick rundown on just a few of the ones that you're looking forward to the most?
Well, I mean, I'm looking forward to all of them. They're all different. They're all unique. Doing Amityville Barbie, we started this year. Last year. November, and we'll probably finish it up this year. It's been one of my favorites so far, honestly, because of the stunts. And RonanIsTheBomb.com. And oh my gosh, there's so many. I can't really pick like the ones I'm most looking forward to because I'm looking forward to them all.
But there's one you're traveling overseas for, is that correct?
Yes, yep. I was just gonna mention that one. This is a big one. I've never traveled overseas for any films yet, so this is going to be huge for me, and I'm terrified, but also really excited. So I'm going to be Erica in The Veil of Silence. This is actually my first lead role as well. So that's cool. I mean, like, I'm sort of a lead in Amityville, but Barbie's the ultimate lead. And then I was kind of a lead in a version, but not because, But
I don't really think there was a lead in a version. I guess Carla, maybe the professor, but I think all the rest was sort of, they just supported each other. They had a similar amount of time, and
we were kind of like a tight
knit. And you were in Veil of Silence with David J. Paul.
Yep.
Yeah, so he's playing
dude.
And the director and writer and creator of it is Mike Davies. He's a man from Liverpool in the UK. And again, how did he get in contact with you, Amber, to get on this project? He
actually got a hold of me to begin with for the Ashes to Ashes movie. Okay. So he said he saw my photo because I was going to Baltimore to film Days of Sodom. It's a Crow fan film. It's going to be awesome, by the way. Yeah. But so I posted a picture of me as the Crow because I did a Crow cosplay shoot, and he messaged me and he said he was drafting a story of a female Crow, and he thought I would be the perfect lead, and it tickled me pink. I tell you what, because I was like, holy shit, he wants me to be the lead in that, because that's everything. It's definitely a role I've always wanted to play. So to be asked that, like, really, like, boosted my ego, I guess. Like, I was like, no, you trust me? Okay. But yeah, that's really cool.
And he asked you to get the team together for Veil of Silence as well, eh?
He asked me to get the team together for Ashes to Ashes, and then it's kind of like gone over to Veil of Silence. So we're all just kind of working together and hoping he can come with me over to England too. And yeah, that's gonna be
it'd be good if you could. And then we've got quite a few of the crew from Aversion involved in both films as well.
Yep, for sure. We wanted to keep the family together since during the filming of Aversion, we all became really close and developed quite the friendship and the family orientation there. So we wanted to keep them involved in our projects too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so the Veil of Silence is based on a book that Mike wrote
yes.
about some of his experience as an anaesthetist. Jeez, struggling to even say that word. And so then he hit Amber up, and Amber put him in contact with all of us. And from what I can understand, he's happy happy with it all. And there is a crowdfunder running, so jump on the Veil of Silence on Indiegogo. I will link it when I do this video. Help out whatever way you can. And I think he's put something on there. If you contribute to the Veil of Silence, it gives you access to Ashes as well.
Yes.
Whether it's is that cast or crew wise, or is that just that you get to see it when it's done? Because I'm not exactly sure how that correlates.
Not exactly sure either. I know recently we were talking about doing a shout out for people and signing pictures for everyone, and I don't know if that's going towards both as well. I'll have to ask him on that one, but there's a lot of good perks and everyone should really get involved. Definitely buy his book because it's really well written. He is an amazing writer. So good. Like just the stuff that he sent me yesterday when we were going over to our friend Hillary's house, and it was just really good. I was very excited about it.
And Ashes to Ashes, can you give us a rundown on that? Because I think you said that's one of the ones you're most excited about.
Yes, for sure. So I get to play like the ultimate role for me, one of the ultimate roles for me, because there's others, but and I get to play the female crow, and that's going to be really near and dear to my heart because I grew up watching The Crow. My best friend loves The Crow. And so for me to be able to play that character is really amazing. I didn't ever think that was going to happen. But so Eleanor she's a caretaker. She takes care of orphan children. And so she tries to protect them. And there's these unsavory characters who want to take down the orphanage. They want to burn it down or knock it down or whatever for their own selfish purposes. So Eleanor does what she can to try to protect them, but ultimately her and the children die because they knock the building down or burn it with her in it. And so she comes back as the Crow to get revenge on these assholes. So yeah, that's going to be great. It's going to be a very emotional movie, and I'm really looking forward to playing that character.
And it's essentially a fan film, yeah?
Yes. Yep.
So why do you think they haven't done an adaptation with a female Crow before? You think it's just because they're scared, or they just didn't think it would work?
Yeah, probably a bit of both. Probably because they're, like you said before, like they're so used to having like a male lead for it. They didn't want to try with a female. Maybe they were, scared that it wasn't going to turn out the way that, a male lead role would turn out. But I really think it's innovative, and I think it's going to appeal to people, especially like nowadays where not getting into political things where like being a woman is kind of shitty. Over here, not over where you're at.
Okay.
But yes, appeal to everyone all around just because like it hasn't been done before. And it's going to be completely different than what they're used to. And it's going to be awesome.
And August, how do you feel about Amber beating people up and getting thrown around? And you reckon it's going to be cool? Or are you a bit worried that she'll get hurt? Because I don't know if we've got a stunt double or not. But
no, I'm worried about them.
Oh, okay.
She's a badass. So.
He watches me throw myself around all day long because I've been practicing for this beauty competition.
Dude, I hear her like land on our hardwood floor about 20 times a day. And I'm like, get some knee pads or crotch pads or something, man. Like, it's crazy. I give her credit though. She's a badass for sure. But
why don't you put like one of those mats down and just to practice on? And then
we have yoga mats, but she doesn't.
I'm gonna trip over them, and then I'm gonna not be able to do my cartwheels. So there's a cat behind us. Holy shit! Did you see that?
Buddy, you just failed at jumping on the bed.
He couldn't even get on the bed. He's too fat.
Wow. Everybody saw that.
So Amityville Barbie. What is that? I take it that's Barbie just kills people, or
it's So it's like Evil Dead versus, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So we have these creatures called the Deados, and they're nasty, vile things. They just want to kill, destroy. Yep. So Barbie and Ashley, which is myself, we team up. We don't really like each other at first because, like I'm goth. She's Jamie essentially. But we team up and we take out these Deados, and it's a lot of fun.
Nice. I'm sorry, and Ashes to Ashes, that'll be filmed there in Buffalo, yeah?
Yeah, in October 2026.
So basically it's do the Veil of Silence around January, February.
Yep.
In the UK, then fly back to the States and then get ready in October for Ashes to Ashes.
Yeah,
You've got stuff on in between there.
Actually, in between there, I don't have much right now. It's mostly this year. This year, I've got stuff. I've got lots of stuff. Yeah. Doing my first found footage film with a couple of our Aversion fam there.
Yep.
We've got actually Brad just signed on to that too. I just saw the there's an update. He's going to do the character portraits. And then we've got Hunter and Angel, so that's going to be really cool. And then I've got my first anthology, which is for State of Fear. That's going to be a lot of fun. Jeepers, what else? Gosh, a lot of firsts. A lot of different states I've never been to, so that's going to be cool. I kind of want to get a map and like map out all the states that I film a movie in and countries apparently, because I might be coming to you. I am going to England, so hey.
Hell yeah.
And how do you prepare for, say, a leading role compared to like other roles, for example, like Jamie going from there to being a lead in another film? Do you prepare differently, or do you still just sort of do the same but realize that it's essentially on your shoulders to carry it? No pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure.
So no role is too small, right? So we have to kind of prepare the same way, but I guess depending on the emotion attached to the character, it varies. Like Jamie she wasn't like too emotional. She was a scaredy cat for sure, but she wasn't like too emotional like Celeste's character. She was very emotional. But with those kind of roles, like what she does with her preparation, you have to get into that really sad mindset and go from there. Like with me, easy. The first thing I think about is my grandparents. My grandma, I'll start crying. Like, no problem. I'll get into that. And I'm going to tear up right now just thinking about it. Just saying. But yeah, so that's how I get into like the emotional mindset. I just think about something that makes me really sad. And I could just go on for a long time thinking about that one. But like I guess it really does depend on your script too, like how that character is portrayed in the script. So you got to take what you read and kind of adapt that to how you're acting. But I use this trick with him to help me memorize lines because I work like 50 some hours a week. So memorizing lines is kind of hard in between there. So we will record my lines and I'll listen to them at work. So I'll sit there and listen all day long. Yeah, he helps me out a lot. He's super supportive because he's the best.
Well, I've heard a few people do that. Sometimes they'll record it, and at night time they'll have it while they're sleeping. I do it differently. When I was doing it, I'd read to one full stop, and then go to the next one, then try and remember those back. So it was a bit labor intensive, but that's how I did it when I was doing some acting. Are you doing any fight training for the Ashes, or are you just going to sort of work with Ronan and just do what looks good on film?
I think that's probably going to be up to Ronan. when we did Amityville Barbie, we didn't really have any like extensive training or anything like that. He just choreographed it while we were there. It was him and another guy. I cannot remember his name. He was so nice, and I feel like an asshole for forgetting it. But I'm sorry. But they helped do that scene and kind of like direct that. It was just like dance. It was literally just like a dance routine, pretty much, which was really cool because I know how to do that. So yeah, I guess it's really up to Ronan what he wants to do, but I think we'll probably be good with just doing it right on set. I think he froze.
I think he froze.
He froze.
He definitely froze.
Chila's chilling. Literally.
He's just chilling.
He's frozen.
He's frozen and he's chilling.
There he is.
I don't know what happened. It was buffering. I don't know. Anyway, it's yeah, okay. So, well, at least it's good to know. And you have got some projects coming up. But yeah, The Cursed, I'm going to film it here because there's some people I want to work with here. A director I've helped produce some films with him, but we haven't, although he was a director for the short of a version, we haven't really got to work together to direct a feature. So, and then some people like yourselves and that come on board if it works out. And I know there is another guy that was going to be involved in a version. He said he's happy to fly over to play one of the characters. So we'll see how all that works. But I should have the first draft by hopefully next week, and then go over that. And hopefully I only need one more draft, and we should be done. And then start. The biggest part for me is going to be finding the location for the house. The office scene's fine. There's a guy we know in the city that we can just convert his little space into. Yeah, so that's what I've got coming up, as well as the version being post-production. And the screening for that should be good. There'll only be me and Demetrius at the screening because all the rest of you are all over there. But the screenings over there will be good because at least most of you, should be able to turn up and have a bit of a blast. But it's definitely interesting because, I went to St. Louis, obviously, for a version. Looks like I'm going to the UK from the Philippines because I'll be there on holiday to film Veil of Silence. Then October back to Buffalo, hopefully, to do Ashes to Ashes. So,
you'll be there.
Here, because you guys, so obviously you guys travel all around and you could just drive from state to state, whereas here we don't really have a lot of that. Like, we got to film in Melbourne or Sydney or Brisbane, just come here. And driving there takes us like 2 days. So most of the time we have to fly there anyway. So we don't have a lot of that. So for me to get a chance to make films anywhere besides here is good. But obviously there's the flying aspect. Well, I don't mind the flying. It's just, the getting used to the time zones and all that. But that's what I've and that happened from a chance meeting with Christina, and then obviously meeting you guys, and then you meeting Mike, and it all just sort of snowballed from there. So sometimes, sometimes people are a little bit. They don't want to take the chance or try to meet people in other places. They're just happy sitting in their comfort zone, which is fine. But it gets to a point where do you just want to do stuff for fun, or do you want to actually try and get out there and expand your horizons? And I've been lucky enough to, like I said, just through a chance meeting with Christina, that this has all sort of come about. So, and get to meet people like yourselves as well, which is cool.
It's been awesome. We're happy we met you. You're like our favorite. You're the best.
You're the best.
And
we're going to bring some Vaseline. So the story of the Vaseline was, I don't know how it happened, but Demetrius, who played the professor, for some reason had Vaseline with him on the trip to America. So I don't know what he was using it for.
I needed it because I was making some wounds on our dead girl. And I didn't want to use prosthetics because I'm stubborn. So I was trying to make them. You use like toilet paper and Vaseline. And I'm like, does somebody have Vaseline? And Demetrius comes running out. I do. I'm like, what do you got that for, buddy?
Yeah. And then we had an issue with, so he had this beanie. And he had a beanie for 2 days. He put it down and it went missing. And he was adamant that somebody had taken it. And if they did, they didn't own up to it. But anyway, about 4 days later or something, we're looking for something. We open up the storeroom, and there it is, folded up on a paint bucket in that storeroom. And they still believe that it might have been a ghost that was in the house. But he was like, "How did it get there, man?" You know. And so if someone did take it, they didn't own up. But I don't know if
we should write a short film. We should write
about all the exploits that happened and especially what's that game called again?
Quiplash.
Yeah,
Quiplash, about that as well. I've still got to try and organise the time to play that, but yeah, there was quite a lot of stuff going on. There was people getting sick. There was Hunter was experimenting. A lot of different things. There was Demetrius asking random questions to August in the car on the way to Walmart.
Walmart trips. Walmart trips are not the same anymore without you guys.
We don't hear Demetrius.
We're always in Walmart and we're like, shit, we feel like we're missing somebody. Like we feel like we're leaving you guys behind.
The Australians aren't with us.
Yeah. No. And Amber was very nice in recording a video of me snoring as well. So
I went on
and she did a very good job editing it, but yes, that just stays between us. It won't be put out for people to see.
That was great.
Something.
But no, it's I think that filmmaking in general is just one of those industries. It's hard, so when you get the chance and opportunity to do it, you got to take it. And as I was mentioning in the previous recording we did that I didn't record, I asked August what it's like, what his opinion is of being an extra, and I think they're needed and necessary. And what would you say to people who think being an extra is just like there's no point in doing it?
Oh hell no, extras are absolutely necessary. Yeah, to any degree, whether you end up having a line or not, you play a super crucial role to the film. And I mean, it's funny. The scene we were doing, you gotta like think about how you're gonna make the scene believable. And like Brandon had people coming from walking down this side of the campus and then walking down this side, and then you gotta have people coming out. You gotta have it look believable, like it is actually a college campus, and have, because you can't just have one or two people. It's like no. Yeah, so it's incredibly important.
And Zamir did a good job with you. I think Zamir, he did a good job with you as well. You guys were just it looked like you were part of the campus, or you're still in college. So it worked out.
It was
from
awesome.
what I could see.
Great. And also, like, to be an extra is just, to any degree, is a really cool experience. To be in a movie, like, that's a really fun, cool experience.
And did you say, Amber, that August is co-directing?
He is.
Ashes.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. Very excited about that.
So you'll be the second boss, essentially.
Yes. Working alongside of Mike. They're going to work really well together.
Very grateful for that experience for sure. Because that's actually been a big dream of mine for many, many, many years since I was a child to, work in movies. So this is going to be a really cool opportunity.
And just give us a quick little rundown of the film that you guys are writing up, the idea you had.
Yeah.
And then we might cut it off there because I can let you guys go, and I've got to go do some stuff as well with the wife.
Cool.
So,
Tell her we said
film? I tried to get her to come on the live, but she's doing stuff on the computer. Maybe next time. So tell us about this one. You guys are working on.
Yeah. Make it a little shorter than I explained at the last video. Basically, it follows. I really love the Joker and I love Dracula, and her and I got to talking about it, and she's like, "Oh, we could name him Jokula." I was like, "Hey, that's cool." And then it was just a joke at first, and then I started writing the script. I was like, "Ooh, this could be fun." So basically, it follows a man in the 1930s who ends up getting jumped, whatever the word is, by a bunch of gangsters, whooped by some gangsters. I won't give too much away. But then shortly after that, he gets jumped by a vampire and turned into a vampire. And then jumps to the 1970s, actually. And then we follow a young woman who we find out Jocula killed her mother. And she's trying to get revenge and kill Jocula. And turns out to be this whole thing. Like, the whole city's like, oh my God, like, there's vampires here. Holy shit. And, you know, she's like mind blown that a vampire, like, she can't even believe herself. And then, crazy enough, they end up falling in love. And so basically she falls in love with her mother's killer. Yeah, it just turns into this romance. So it's like a horror comedy romance. It's
a wild ride. It's fun.
And are you playing the lead, August, or what?
There was talk about that. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if I trust myself enough for it, so I might do somebody else.
And I've got a mate here who wants to be in the Cursed, and he's just done like one extra role, and so one of the roles that I'm looking at giving him is the character of Richard, and it's just got a little bit of dialogue, and so, you know, I asked him, "Did you want some dialogue?" He said, "I'll give it a go." But I think you should try something out, whether it's supporting or whatever. I think it's a good way to get your feet wet, and then when you're in it, you're like, because it's one of those things. A lot of people, if you have someone on set that's good as a script to your continuity, even if you forget your lines, sometimes I'll feed them to you a little bit, and you get multiple takes to do it. So
yeah,
I think if it's your project as well, you know how you want it. You know how you want it to come out. It's if you're able to be in it somehow.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I obviously have a very strict vision, like a very good vision of it in my head and everything. And, you know, I think that I love vampires. I've always loved vampires. The Lost Boys is one of my favorite vampire movies. And I don't know. I've always said, yeah, I'd love to act as a vampire in a movie. So who knows? Maybe I will, or maybe if I'm not, you know, the main role, maybe I'll be maybe we'll have some other vampires in the movie that are his friends. And, you know, maybe I'll be one of those, but.
I did hear a while ago they were thinking of making a remake of The Lost Boys, but I hope they don't, because that's just I don't know why Hollywood are doing all these remakes. It's just ridiculous.
They don't have any new ideas. They've run out of ideas. So
I mean, the new Crow, I'm not even going to watch that on principle. So
us either. No, us indie filmmakers are where it's at for ideas, because Hollywood ain't got shit.
Yeah.
Come on. They don't want to take that risk of picking up fresh ideas from someone, because it might not make them money. But
they stick with what works. You know.
Well, they lost money on the Crow, didn't they? The new one.
Sure did.
Yeah.
Sure did. And the new Joker too. The new Joker with Lady Gaga, that didn't do well at all.
Oh, didn't it?
No.
They've done a sequel to it.
Yeah, it was not good.
Yeah, I love the Joker, but
sometimes I'm better off just leaving films as standalone. There are some sequels that work, like Rocky and Godfather and things like that, but there's other ones that you should just leave alone and just let them play out how they are.
Yeah, there's some. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some remakes that come with great sequels. One of my favorites, Texas Chainsaw, when they remade it in 2003, was absolutely phenomenal. And then the one in 2006 that was actually a prequel to that was fantastic too. But I mean, it's very rare that happens, you know.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna let you go.
Awesome.
And, it's been nearly 40 minutes, which is cool, and it's actually recording this time. So hey, I'll put it in the editing program, and it won't do much. I'll just add some stuff to it. But yeah, all good. Thanks for jumping on and taking the time for a second one.
Yeah, thank you very much for having us.
No problem. And I will look forward to updates on Vale and Ashes, and hopefully we can work something out for the Cursed as well.
Oh, you know, we're down. We're ready to fly to you anytime.
Yeah, and maybe stopovers so you don't have to fly direct, because it is a long flight.
Yeah.
So what did it take me? It took me to get back Dallas. So it was to Dallas 2 hours. Then Dallas to Sydney was 17, and then Sydney to Perth was 5.
That's a
17-hour flight, man. I'll tell you what. Even the 6-hour flight from Toronto, Canada to Poland or actually it was Amsterdam, I think. I don't know, whichever. But it was 6 hours, and even that was like, all right, can we get this over with now? 17 hours, but
so even 5 hours from Sydney to here was bad enough because I was in those little planes, and when I flew to South Australia, it was only 2 hours. So you get on the plane and get off, it's fine. But if I did, when I go to the UK or Buffalo again, I'll definitely do a stopover because I need to get out and stretch my legs, and I can't I don't care if it takes me that hot day to get there, whatever.
Yeah.
So
no,
that's what I'll be doing. But awesome, guys. Well, enjoy the rest of your night.
Awesome.
And I will chat to you very soon.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Hashtag self-belief.
No worries. See you later. Bye.
Peace.